this week's Down Home with Tina. I'm your host, Tina Thompson. I have got Kimber coming up. She is with Fairfield County Park District. It's been a minute since I've had her on. We chat about that. So folks, don't go anywhere to talk about that. And I have got a special treat for you that is a surprise I'm not going to tell you. And then I'm going to end the show with a positive quote, because I had shared recently with you about something that I did for a minute. And I learned a lot about the inside of being a teacher at a detention center. And it was very eye-opening. I don't know. I've done a lot of praying for a lot of kids. I'll put it that way. Don't go anywhere, folks. I've got that positive quote that one of those kids did give to me, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's Down Home with Tina. I'll be right back.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
You walked down the aisle and promised happily ever after. Sometimes happily ever after means ending a relationship. We know the conversations are not easy. Deciding what's best for you, your children, and your next steps takes work and communication. At Dagger Law, we know there are no monsters in a divorce, only people trying to find their way. Local, trusted, experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Kimber Caito with me. She is the Media Coordinator with Fairfield Park District. And I'm so excited because we were talking before we got started. Kimber, it's been since pre-pandemic. Where have you been? Where have I been, right?
Well, you didn't call me.
I know, right? That's what I'm like. It's my fault. So how are things going? What's been going on since then? I mean, because it was parks, so afterwards, you encouraged everybody to get out to the park at that time. But, of course, now we're past that, way past. I should have had you back by then, but I'm going to move on from that now. How are things going? How
It's
have they been?
great. Well, actually, during the pandemic, we were busier. Mm-hmm. Because where else could people go?
Right.
They could go to the parks. And so we actually had, the attendance was double, triple at different parks than it usually is.
Good. And so it got you more visibility, of course, for folks. So is it keeping up? Are they still coming out and doing different things?
Yes.
Good.
I'm glad that we have repeat visitors. They're wonderful.
Good, good. So let's talk a little bit about, because you have how many parks now in Fairfield County?
12 are open.
12 open parks, all right. And then one of them is Rock Mill.
Yes.
Yes. Can you share a little bit about Rock Mill? I think Rock Mill is so beautiful. Folks, we're going to pretend that there are people who have no idea what Rock Mill is. What is Rock Mill?
Sure. Rock Mill is an early 1800s grist mill. Mm-hmm. It was restored. It was a 10-year process getting it restored to working condition.
I remember it before, and I know it is now, and it is beautiful out there. How many people go out there? Well, you probably may not know numbers, but maybe an idea of take photographs and pictures of weddings or anything. When they're engagement photos or school photos, dance photos, a lot of people. I've been out there a couple times with my kids.
Yeah, I couldn't begin to count. Now, Saturday, we did have 208 visitors during our open time when the mill is open.
Really?
So that's nice. We have a lot of people coming to see the inside of the mill.
When is that open for folks?
It's Wednesdays and Saturdays from 11 to 2.
Throughout the year, or does it change?
Just May to October.
May to October, okay, perfect.
Yeah, and then on Sundays, we're open 1 to 4.
Okay.
On the last Sunday of each month, we mill, the way it was done back in the 1800s.
Really? So the last Sunday, 1 to 4, you
Right.
said, right? Last Sunday of every month, 1 to 4. Okay, so where are we in the month? No, we're almost there. We're getting there, because
actually, you just missed it.
Yeah. So then we'll the last Sunday, folks. So remember, that would be really something neat to see. For kids, too. Families come out, right?
Oh, yes.
And speaking of that, because we're going to talk about the events in just a minute, the events are for families. They're family events
Oh,
and
yes.
such, right? For everything that you have and that you guys offer.
Very seldom do we ever have an age limit. In the 5 years I've been here, maybe twice.
Really, yeah. And it's, I'm sure, notated and announced and people know it. So that's Rock Mill. So let's talk a little bit about covered bridges. You have how many covered bridges in Fairfield
We have
County?
5 covered bridges. Now the county has more, but 5 are in the Park District.
Okay, in the Park District. And what are those bridges?
I'm sorry?
The different bridges that we have.
Oh, now let me make sure. Oh, no, that's
No.
okay. There's Johnson and Hanaway bridges are in Two Glaciers Park, south of Lancaster. At Rock Mill, there's Rock Mill Covered Bridge. Lockville Canal Park is
Okay.
Hartman number 2. And I think I've left one out. Oh, Mink Hollow Covered Bridge. It's real close to the first 2 I mentioned.
Okay,
They're also south of Lancaster.
yeah. And these are old covered bridges.
They're
Like,
original.
back in the 1800s. It looks like as early as 1827, the Mink Hollow Covered Bridge. Now, are they all in their original place, or have they been taken down and and moved?
4 of the 5 are in the original locations. The one Hartman number 2 up in Lockville Canal Park, that one was moved there back in the, I want to say the 60s, I believe.
Okay, and that's Pickerington Road in
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
I thought I was to one of them, but I don't remember which name was. No, maybe. You've got, I think there's a park over in Lithopolis. Is that right? Am I
I thought a
wrong?
lot of people will call the one, it has a Carroll mailing.
Oh, okay, so
But,
that's the one.
yeah, it's
okay, it's kind of
Lithopolis.
near, and I thought it must be near it
Yeah.
or something. So that's the one. That's the one I was probably to before, and it's beautiful, beautiful parks. What are some of the different events and things that you offer throughout the year, and that you have coming up in the end of August and September?
Oh, sure. Well, like we talked about already, Rock Mill, Rock
Yes.
Mill Days. And then currently we have something going on in collaboration with Decorative Arts Center of Ohio.
Okay.
It's called Plein Air in the Parks. Anybody, any age, any ability, come out on the days that we have advertised. And artist Lisa Shore from Decorative Arts Center of Ohio, she'll be there. She can give you advice, suggestions, help you, whether you paint, whether you sketch with ink, pen, whatever.
Really?
And come out and we can offer help. And then similar program, The Art of Nature,
Okay.
September 23rd, is kind of flip-flop. The Plein Air in the Parks, you come and do the painting. And at the Art of Nature, we're going to have artists set up all along the trails at Joaquina Nature Preserve. You can come watch them as they create a work of art and ask questions, whatever. And there you can also learn how to do mandala dot painting, because we'll be doing that.
What is that?
Have you ever seen designs that are just created with dots?
Okay, yes.
It's an art. It's just a little pen with a nib, and you use the different colors and different sizes to create.
Oh,
So we'll have everything you need to do that.
Everything you need. So, okay, so do people have to register for any of
No.
these events?
No,
They don't. So they don't have to call, they just show up.
just show up.
So when you do the plain one, do you bring your own supplies?
You
and
bring
things,
your
right?
own.
So whatever you want, but you'll have Lisa there to do. But then the one
Right.
Joaquina. And speaking of Joaquina, because we were talking about this before we got started, that is a park that not many people. I haven't been there since I was in school, a long time ago. I'm not going to say how long. No, I don't mind. It was just a long time ago, because that's what some of the kids still do. They still go out there for school trips.
Oh yes,
They do.
we do have field trips, mostly during the school year. but
Yes,
some
yeah.
during the off season. It's a nature preserve, so it's a little different than a park. A different set of rules, a different purpose.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely gorgeous and not to be missed.
No, yeah, it is a beautiful, a really, really neat place. You also have coming up in September the Go Wild and Nature Fair.
Yes.
Am I saying that right?
Go Wild and Nature Fair.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
and Nature Fair. So what is that?
It's brand new.
Oh, great.
First time
Woo-hoo.
ever.
I'm glad I'm asking because none of us will know about it.
So it's going to be in collaboration with Coyote Run. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's in Pickerington. Part of it's privately owned. Part of
Okay.
it is a state nature preserve.
All right.
And our new office is right next door to that 900-acre area.
Oh.
So we're going to have our office open, an open house with video showing everything about our parks. We'll have refreshments. Outside, over at Coyote Run, there will be guided hikes throughout the park looking for different things. There will be demonstrations, tabletop displays, everything nature related.
So you have a new office, you
Yes.
say, that's opening?
It's already open. We've been there a year.
Oh, see, because
See,
I wouldn't know.
if you
because
had
I haven't
invited me
called
back, you would have
I would have
known.
known this. I know. I know. I'm going to beat myself up for this. No, but it's so funny because you mentioned the Decorative Arts Center of Ohio. It's only been, I think, a year and a half or something like that since I've had them on. But I think for the record, I've only had them on maybe for one time as well. So I'm keeping it equal.
Okay, I'm just teasing
No,
you.
I'm just joking. I know. Yeah. Tell me, what is the most fun about being involved with the Fairfield County Park District?
Well, for me, because I do the media, the marketing, I love to talk about the parks because there's nothing negative to talk about.
Yeah.
In my previous job, I was a salesperson for a product that I didn't care at all. And it was very difficult to sell something that I wasn't interested in.
Yeah.
So the parks, I mean, it's selling the parks, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing negative about that.
Do you have a park that is visited more often and most often than some of the other parks that you wish? What park is there that you think that is not visited enough? I guess I should ask you that you think that is just a gem that people are missing.
Oh, well, this is my favorite, so of course I have to mention this one. Cross Mound Park.
Okay.
It's in the southwest corner. I'm pointing like right there. Southwest corner of the county, close to Tarleton.
Yeah, okay.
And it is stunning. The layout is beautiful. Just as you enter, have you seen those things on TV where you enter a roadway and the trees come over?
Yes.
You know, it has a beautiful entrance, has a picnic area, a shelter, beautiful big flat lawn to play games. And then the WPA pedestrian bridge is there. It's a suspension bridge. It is so picturesque. It's everyone wants to go to Rock Mill to take pictures, like you said. But I'm always telling people, you have to take pictures at Cross Mound because winter, summer, fall, it's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have shelter houses at any or all or most or not?
Most, I think we have 5.
Okay.
I think we have 5 picnic
People have to
shelters.
reserve to do things, or is that first come first serve when somebody wants to do a picnic? You mentioned picnics and things like that.
Most are first come,
Okay.
except the one at Baltimore at Smeck Park, because we open the gates to let you back to the park, and we provide electricity. That one we need to have a reservation, but the rest are first come.
All right. For folks who are interested in making sure to continue to follow you, what is your website, and if you have Facebook?
Yes, fairfieldcountyparks.org is the website. On Facebook, it's under Fairfield County Park District.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And if anybody has any questions, can they call the office?
Of
and
course.
of course, you want them to come visit.
Yes.
And we'll do that. Say that date again when you're having your open house.
The Go Wild?
Or the Go Wild, yes.
Okay,
Go
I
Wild.
just
And
want to
you
be
have
sure
it
I told you
open.
the right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Go Wild is September 30th.
Okay. September 30th.
Yes.
All right. And then your location?
Pickerington Road. It's 9270 Pickerington Road, and it's right next door to Coyote Run.
Anybody have any questions? Can I give you guys a call?
Oh, yes.
Perfect. Change your phone number?
614 I usually give out mine, so I'm trying to think of the main office. 614-321-4833.
She got it right. She passed that test. No, I'm joking. I never give anybody tests. I am awful about tests, and I would not do that to you. But I had it ready and handy. I know you are, when you're in a habit. We're creatures of habit, are we not?
Yes.
And we just constantly would go, brrr, and then would like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I usually, what's my phone number? Sometimes I do that.
Yes.
So anyways, Kimber, thank you so much. Anything else that we wanted to share with folks before you go?
Oh my, I'm sure I left something out because there's so much. Oh, do we have time?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have our first official geo trail.
Oh, what is that?
If you're into geocaching, it's where you will look up.
I'm so glad you said geocache, because I was going to ask you if it had to do with it when I saw it earlier.
Yes.
So yes, geocache is that you go find certain things, right? And there's an actual app.
Yes.
For it.
Go to geocaching.com. Look for Explore FCPD. It stands for Fairfield County Park District.
Okay.
So Explore FCPD. And then you follow search for the coordinates to find the cache, which is the little box of goodies. So we have our first one, and it's been very popular. So I'm really excited, and I know we'll do it again next year.
I did geocaching maybe a couple of times with a friend in Western New York, and I found out about it. This was, goodness, 6 or 7 years ago, I think now. They've been doing geocaching for quite some time, and it's a worldwide thing, isn't it? And it's really neat because it is something that you can do with the family and the kids. However, when you do it in a group, I think one of the biggest rules is you do not let the person know you found it if you found it, because you want them to find it on their own.
Right.
And it's with coordinates, and you go to the app. Am I missing out on that? So you guys are having your own. It is geo trail beginning.
Well, we've already started, but this one will be going through September 24th, I think.
Okay.
It's on the website.
Yeah. That is something fun if people don't know about, that you can do to get the kids outdoors.
Yes.
And yourself outdoor,
I think it's great for every age, because you can do it as a race. You can try to beat someone, do it quicker, or just do it over a period of days or months, and take your time and enjoy.
And it can be something super, super small, or it could be something like Kimber said, in a box. We're out of time.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kimber,
you.
so much. It's always fun. Folks, don't go anywhere. I've got a special treat for you. Coming up next, it's Down Home with Tina.
Bay Food Market is Fairfield County's source for high-quality, locally sourced meats. The meat case is always full of quality fresh beef, pork, gourmet burgers, and gourmet brats for you and your family to enjoy. Bay Food Market cures and smokes their own hams, bacon, and sausage. Visit Bay Food Market at the corner of Maple and Walnut Streets in Lancaster and discover the Bay Food Market difference. Open daily 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed Thursday and Sunday. Bay Food Market, proudly serving Fairfield County families for more than 90 years.
My name is Scott Duff, and I'm the director of the Fairfield County Overdose Response Team, and I'm here today to discuss Narcan. Narcan is the opioid overdose reversal medication. Narcan saves lives. We have saved countless lives in our community by providing Narcan to those with substance abuse disorders. We would very much like you to consider carrying Narcan on a regular basis. Narcan can be obtained easily in your community by reaching out to the Fairfield County Overdose Response Team at 740-901-1598.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Down Home with Tina. I am actually home. That's where I'm coming from today. I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the wonderful vacation that I just got back from this past weekend. It is a place that I have been visiting since 2017. My cousin's daughter was getting married in Havelock, North Carolina, and I reached out to a childhood friend of mine, Melanie is her name, and I said, hey, maybe we can get together. Well, my mom went along, being it was my cousin's daughter getting married, and my 2 children and I, and we, when we were there for the wedding, decided to cruise on over to the other side. Well, it's like 45 minutes away is where she lived, in Hubert, North Carolina. Well, right close to Hubert is Swansboro, and then next to Swansboro is not far, is Emerald Isle. And it's a beautiful island on the coast, on the East Coast in North Carolina, that I have been visiting now more than one time a year the last several years, well, since 2017. And I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite places to go. A few years ago, I was visiting my friend, and she said, hey, Vince and I are talking about getting a beach house, and we're going to go look at it. You want to go with us? And I said, absolutely. Folks, that visit, they ended up getting the beach house. It's a duplex, and it's the one side at Seton Hall East. You can find it on Airbnb, and they have done so many updates, and I just want to share with you a little bit of some of the things that they offer. They have a grill, they offer Wi-Fi, it's got 5 beds, 3 bedrooms, all fully furnished linens. As a matter of fact, she said that she's had people comment that it is one of the homes that their favorites to visit, because it has all of the things that you need when it comes to cooking. Have you ever been on a vacation, whether it's a beach house or a house or cabin in the mountains, and it just doesn't have enough pots or pans or baking dishes or silverware or plates or cups and things like that? That's not the case with this house. I'm being dead serious, and I'm honest with you, because I wouldn't be anything other than honest with you. It is a really, really wonderful home. Many, many updates throughout the home, and it is gorgeous, as you see in some of the pictures. Here's the link that you can directly go to if you would like to rent the home for a week, and it is rentable all year long, even during the winter months. So if you just need some time away during the school year and your kids get a break, I know that locally here they get a week off, some of the kids, for the fair, and those who aren't involved in the fair, which many are, they will actually take the time and go on a vacation somewhere, or during the holidays or something like that. You can always check it out and see if you would like it. But it has its private boardwalk. The beach is not very far. You can see it's right on ocean front. You can see right from the back deck and walk right out to in the morning and the evening for the beautiful sunsets. Gorgeous, gorgeous place to visit, and I recommend it any day. And she is a wonderful host. I'm not just saying that because she is my friend, but she truly is. And getting the opportunity to just go out there and visit with her, and I always tell her, I go, it doesn't matter to me if it's at your house or at the beach house, but I have to tell you, even her as one of the great hostesses, greatest that I've ever known, anytime I'd ever go visit her and we're not at the beach house, she is just pretty amazing. So I'm blessed enough to have friends like that. Anyways, hopefully you can check it out, the Airbnb, and it's Seton Hall East. We did some really funny things, and we got to go, while we were there, to kayak. So we did some kayaking. It's the first time that I've done any kind of kayaking in that water. Let me just say that if you decide to kayak in water such as that, not on a lake, I mean, lakes, you're going to get boats and things like that, and you always have to be cautious and aware of the boats and your surroundings always. But in that brackish kind of water that you are in, remember that even though it's just a mile going, you got to take the mile and go back. And when you go back, sometimes it's against the waves and the currents or whatever it is, that it's just harder sometimes going against. So we had a tough time, and I'm just going, I just want to get there. I just want to get there. I just want to get there. And I'm like, where is it? Which building was it? Where are we going? But they have little islands that you could go over to. And it's a really, really, again, folks, if you get a chance to go, look for seashells. I like to look for the shark's teeth. One of my favorite beaches is Onslow Beach. It just happens to be on the base, Camp Lejeune. So unless I'm with somebody that is active or whatever, military, and that has access, or retired military that's there, I don't get to go on there, but she gets to, so she takes me. We just didn't get the opportunity to this time. The weather is beautiful sometimes, and okay, so I'm going to tell you now, the weather. I have the weather app, and when I go on it to look for the weather, it looked like it was going to rain 4 of the 5 weekdays that we were there. No, it rained at night. It didn't end up raining during the day. I think one day it rained a tiny bit, but 1 out of 5 days, it was absolutely gorgeous. So don't always go with that, because when you're out there on the East Coast, sometimes it does just rain a little bit. Super, super hot, humid. I recommend that. I know it is at the end of the season. A lot of folks are not going on vacation, but if you still go on vacation, make sure you wear sunblock. If you're, I didn't like to be out in the sun for more than an hour. You see how dark and tan I am. I was no more than an hour. I think the first day it was like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. But sunblock, you still get tan. It gets really, really hot. You can get burnt, and you just don't want to get burnt. Folks, I know that it is back to school time. Be careful, kids. Watch out for all of those walkers that are out there. Watch out for those that are helping them walk the kids in those school zones. Slow down for the buses. If you aren't sure if you need to stop for a bus stop, just please stop. It is better to be safe than sorry. And with that being said, please keep all of our kids and our students and everybody in our thoughts and our prayers for a safe school year, and that we pray for those teachers that they can be for the kids and help the kids and give them what they need for the school year. Folks, thank you so much for watching the Down Home with Tina show, and I'm about to sneeze. I hope you have a great week. God bless. And until we meet again, I hope it's next week. Good day.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors, and one of them is the Fairfield Town Crier. Check them out for those yard sales and special things that are going on in the community. You can also watch the Down Home with Tina show here on YouTube, CLN Your Hometown Connection, Spectrum 1021, and Facebook, Down Home with Tina. Folks, I have got a positive quote for you. I worked somewhere recently, and it was all about being positive, I feel, is what I really tried to do. And one of the students asked me one day, they said, Miss T, how do you stay so positive? And I went into a conversation. It was a one-on-one conversation, luckily. And this is exactly the quote the next day when I came in, because in class every day, I would say, I want 2 quotes. And I had a football, little mini, like stress football, kind of football. And I would give it to the student, a student, and say, give me a positive quote. And they'd work together. Anyways, it was kind of like a team thing that I had going on. So this quote, after I had this conversation with this young man about how I continue to stay positive in my life, and I said 30 minutes I talked with him, so it was a lengthy conversation about how I had my challenges at times. It's not always that we're positive. Well, anyways, he gave this quote, "Today will be amazing, so wake up and smile. Positivity is a choice that becomes a lifestyle. I smile and act like nothing is wrong. It's called dealing with life and staying strong." And that is now one of my all-time favorite quotes, all because of one conversation that I had with the youth. So, folks, stay strong, stay positive. And also, I taught the kids my favorite word's hope. We got to always have hope. Thank you so much for watching this week's Down Home with Tina show. God bless and good day.